Most people looking at property in Portugal have no idea what actually happens between "I like this house" and "Here are your keys." They imagine it works like it does at home. Well, probably doesn't. There's a contract in the middle of this process that is legally binding in a way that surprises almost every foreign buyer. And by the time they understand it, they've already signed it. So this is the whole process, start to finish, in order. What happens at each stage, how long each one really takes, what it costs, and the 2 points where buyers get hurt. New Year? I'm Ricardo Vieira, Portuguese, buyer's agent across 6 municipalities on this part of the Silver Coast. Buyers only, no listings, no sellers, and no developer referral fees. I walk people through this for a living, which is why I can tell you where it goes wrong rather than the tidy version. I'm a buyer's agent, not a lawyer. Confirm details with your own Portuguese lawyer. The NIF is your Portuguese tax number. You can't buy, bank, or sign anything without it. It's doable remotely via a lawyer or fiscal representative. It takes days and it has a modest fee. Non-EU buyers need a fiscal representative. Starts here and it costs almost nothing and removes a delay later. If you won't be physically present for every step, and most foreign buyers aren't, a POA lets your lawyer sign on your behalf, including at the deed. It's completely normal here. The difference between flying over 3 times and once. The bank account, it's not legally required, but you'll want one for taxes, notary, utilities, and the IMI. Allow a couple of weeks. Expect paperwork. If you're financing, this happens anyway. The lender wants the relationship. A verbal offer is not binding here, and there's no structured formal offer process. You agree a price with the agent who works for the seller. This is where having someone on your side changes the number you pay. Agency asks for a reservation agreement plus a small deposit to take it off market. Read it. Some are non-refundable even if due diligence finds problems. Get that clause checked before paying. What do you have to check? The caderneta predial, tax record, the certidão de teor, land registry, ownership, mortgages, liens, debts, the licença de utilização, habitation license. It must match the building as built, and there you can check whether extensions were legalized. Certain debts attached to the property, not the person, so unpaid IMI or condo charges follow the house to you. The first one, an extension that was never legalized. Someone glazed a terrace, converted a garage, added a bedroom, but they never registered it. The building on the ground no longer matches the building on paper, and until it's resolved, a bank won't lend on it, and you may struggle to sell it on. 2. Inherited property with multiple heirs. Very common in Portuguese villages. A house passes to 4 or 5 siblings, and every single one must consent. If one is unreachable or changes their mind, the sale stops dead. I've watched that eat 6 months of someone's life. 3. The quinta split. A rural mixed property is often registered as 2 things: the rustic land and the urban article, the house. They are taxed separately and they can have different legal histories. Ask your lawyer to walk through the split explicitly, because I bought the quinta doesn't always mean you bought all of it. Allow 2 to 4 weeks longer if something surfaces. And if something does surface, this is exactly the moment to renegotiate or walk away, because you have not yet committed. Now, the promissory contract. Legally binding. Deposit typically 10 to 30%. Walk away for any reason. Cold feet, finance fails, found somewhere better. and you lose the whole deposit. On a 400,000 deal, that's 40k to 120k. And if the seller pulls out, they owe you the double. It's not just a formality, it is the deal. Every condition you rely on, mortgage, approval, license regularized, works completed, must be written in it. If it isn't in the CPCV, it doesn't exist. Start the mortgage process before the CPCV. Non-resident LTV, it's around 70%, so 30% deposit from your own funds. The bank's own valuation can come in underpriced, so take that in mind because you might need some more money. Allow 4 to 8 weeks to firm offer. This is the most common cause of timelines blowing out, which is why the mortgage condition must be in the CPCV. The bank values independently, and if their valuation comes in below the agreed price, they lend 70% of their number, not yours. On a 400,000 purchase, valued at 380,000, that gap comes out of your pocket on top of the deposit you planned. So your mortgage clause in the CPCV must protect against a low valuation, not just outright refusal. IMT and stamp duty are paid before the escritura, before the deed. Money must be cleared. Plan transfers ahead and use a currency specialist, not your high street bank. That choice alone often saves more than every professional fee combined. The deed is signed before a notary or by power of attorney. It's very common. So, balance paid, taxes and license confirmed, property is yours. Congratulations, all of this under an hour. Entitled to an interpreter if you don't speak Portuguese. Use one. The lawyer registered the property in your name. It's not automatic, and this matters. Also the utilities, condominium, and then IMI annually. Clean cash purchase. Consider 6 to 10 weeks, with a mortgage 3 to 4 months. The problems? Well, unlicensed extension, multiple heirs, rural property where land and house are registered separately, adds months on top of it. Anyone promising you 4 weeks is lucky or not telling you everything. Agree a price in early March on a house in Caldas da Rainha. Cash, no mortgage. NIF already sorted month ago. Good. Due diligence runs late March into early April. Registry certificate clean, but the habitation license describes a house with one fewer bedroom than the one you stood in, because the previous owner converted the garage. Now it's a negotiation. Either they regularize it before the deed or you knock the cost off the price. 3 weeks pass, they agree on a reduction, they sign the CPCV mid-April, 15% deposit, completion within 60 days. Taxes paid first week of June, escritura, the deed signed the second week. Just over 3 months and nothing actually went wrong. That was a normal purchase with one very ordinary complication. That's the pace to plan for. On top of the price, roughly 8 to 9% total, as a non-resident. 5 to 6% if resident buying your main home. Consider the IMT plus 0.8% stamp duty and around 1% for the lawyer and also 1,000 to 1,500 for notary and registry. Full breakdown in the separate costs video, which is linked below or up in the corner. 2 places. Signing the CPCV fast because someone called it routine, and skipping due diligence to save 1,000 euros, then inheriting a debt or an unlegalizable building. Both avoided the same way. An independent lawyer, not the lawyer recommended by the selling agencies, and not being rushed. All process in writing, for free, the Silver Coast Buyer's Guide. Process real 2026 costs, 7 mistakes, honest read on all 6 municipalities. Scan the QR code or you can find the link in the description. And if you rather have someone walk with you on your side of the table rather than the sellers, same place, silvercoastbuyer.com. Feel free to subscribe the channel and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.